Spiky massage balls, which one you should actually get for yourself and how do you pick the correct one? There's so many out there and it's kind of hard to figure this out. So there's ways for you to figure out which one. And before I get started, I actually sell some of those in my online store too. So one thing I want to show you is different kind of balls and how you can tell the difference between them and how to even use them. So this is one of them. I really like this company. It's for Core Fireball, and this one is designed and made in Germany. It's really cool. I like the size of it, but understand when they're a lot bigger, it's hard for you to take them on a mobile use. So if you had to go somewhere, this one will be quite big for you to take with you. I do like the way it is exactly palm size, so you can squish this and everything else that you want to do with this. One of the best ways for you to get a good massage is to roll it like this and apply force to it. You can do it up and down, you can do it side to side, you can squish them as well. So this is overall a very good ball, but the size is just a little bit too big. Another one that is really my favorite, and I love this ball, is the spike balls. So this one is made by Rumble Laurel. It has spikes to this. The only issue that I have with this ball, although I really like the way it looks and the design, is it's super hard and it leaves marks when you do this. You can even see the marks when you actually are doing it. But it's great for trigger points. So if you had a trigger, like let's say this part of you, like you have a painful area like right there, you can easily push this in and apply. Now when you're doing this, do not apply too much pressure. Think about as an acupuncture ball, ball. You want to put some pressure in here, you will feel it, and then you want to let go. And you want to keep doing this until the area is no longer really painful. If it gets too painful, you should stop. So I do like those balls. Unfortunately, they only come in this greenish color and transparent. The transparent ones are super ugly, but they're just really, really hard. So that's the biggest problem with those. But if you like hardcore, that's definitely maybe is for you. Now, size does matter. There's big balls, there's small balls, and there's huge balls. This one is another big one. This one is Smooshy. This is like an off-brand thing. You can just get this in a toy store or something. The problem with those balls is there's not much therapeutic use to the squishy ones. Although there is a benefit to the squishy, good for exercise if it's a kid or you're older. If you have autistic kids, special ed kids, you want to get something that in case they fall at you, it's not going to be painful. So those kind of balls are good when it comes to that. There's also another use for those very soft balls. It is for seniors to get their exercise on as well. Overall, I don't recommend those balls for therapeutic use because they're just too soft and they don't give you the massage benefit of the spiky ones that they do give you. Next one is even bigger ball, kind of bigger. It's this one right here. This specific one is very good. It's double sized. You can actually put your spine on this and you can roll on this on your back, but it is going to be super painful. This is why it's double sized. It is if you want to roll on this, but I don't suggest it for anybody to do this. It's really incredibly painful. But it's not as painful because you can see the spikes are rubberized, so it's not too bad when it comes to that. Also, it doesn't leave marks on you. And one thing I don't like about this is just it is too big. Again, when they're too big, it's hard for you to take those on mobile use. Now, for those who want to save super amount of money you don't want to pay anything if you're super cheap, I recommend doggy balls. They're actually sold in the dog store and the pet store. Or of course, even cheaper, the tennis ball. The cheapest thing you can get for a massage ball is actually a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. Those things are great for what they do, but they're not designed for this. So although they're good, they're too hard, just really too hard for you to get any real benefit out of this. In fact, the mini one I think is even better because it is small. So it is good for trigger point, for working on a specific trigger, a point that you want to do this with. But I don't get the same therapeutic benefit with those things. They are just not good enough. They're not designed for that. They're just a little bit way too hard. And I mean really too hard for this. But of course, if you want to save money, something is better than nothing, and those will actually do it. Talking about small balls or things like that, well, we have those. They're made for two different companies. There is the Robs, and this is the Gaim one. Those are miniatures, very small. I actually really like those because you can take them on the go. They're good for stress relief, so you can use them to relieve stress. Let's say you go to a dentist office, he's doing some tooth work on you. Well, this is the thing for you to take because it is small. You can just put this in your pocket. He's not gonna know that you're just pressing on the stress ball, and it's kind of relaxing too. The thing is, what this is designed for is actually for your feet to do this, and it feels amazing. If you're very having a stressful day or something, you can get some of those balls and you can use this. You only need one. You roll through this just like that. You can use any ball for that matter, but because it is really small, it actually works on a specific area on your feet, and for some reason the smallest ball seems to work just fine. So those are the balls you want to go for that, and also it doubles as a stress ball, like a miniature one. And between both of those, this one is just too spiky. It just really is too painful. The Gaia one, much softer and squishy. So it really comes down a lot on personal preferences, which one you actually like and which one should you be getting. Now, there is another kind of a ball that actually exists out there. It comes in a set, and this one also comes from Gaia, but other companies also make them as well. And this is hot and cold therapy. The way it actually works, you take one of those balls, you throw it inside of a hot bucket or super icy bucket, and the ball actually absorbs it, and then when you touch it, it's going to be super cold or super hot depending on the surface you put this into. And it actually comes in two different varieties, so you get two of those. So one of them is going to be the spike ball, another one is going to be a ball that looks like this. And a lot of times they have something right here, you can see right now, you can actually take this out. I don't recommend this too, but you could. And you can see right here, those are the hot and cold therapy. And the way you can tell, you can see those, that means they're authentic. If it doesn't have that, it's not a real hot and cold therapy ball. Another thing about them, they are super spiky. So we are not talking about soft here, they're very spiky. The ones that I have in my store, I have two different ones. I have one that looks like this and another one like that. What's the difference? One of them is super soft. I'm gonna squish this really down, and this one is just spiky. So the difference between them is just soft and spiky. Again, if you want to relax, you want to roll this down just like this. This is one of the ways you want to exercise it. Much harder to do this with your feet, of your hands. It's very good. It feels great, by the way, to do this. This is one of the ways to do the exercising. You can do this sideways too, and remember, you can do the same motion with your hands and your feet. So potentially you'll be doing the same motion with your feet, but using a surface instead. You can squish those as well. Another great benefit with that. You can use this to pinpoint a specific trigger point and press on it too, which is also great for that. And you have to think about which one you want to get. So the soft ones, I really don't like them as much because they're super soft. Remember, you're only getting those if you have a kid, special ed, or somebody who might actually start throwing those things at you. If you're getting this for a special ed classroom, this is the ball for you to get. You don't want something like this. It's just too painful in case they actually use this and throw this at you. Or of course you have small kids, this might be the better choice as well. So 2 kids, one of them throws at another one, this is better. If you're getting this for adults for therapeutic purposes, definitely the hard one is the way for you to go. It has all the therapeutic benefits, it feels good, and of course it gives you all the real therapeutic benefits of the ball itself. The squishy ones are super squishy. You can use a lot of power on them. But if you have really strong hands, I'm trying to pop this and I really can't, but I don't recommend you to go all the way in and try to destroy them, because they might actually pop depending on the brand and company, and sitting on them is also not recommended regardless if it is hard or soft. So there you go, a lot of balls that I went through, and it's really up to you to decide which one you want to get for yourself.